Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Julian, and today this will be a day in the live video of a part-time SUSS students. Okay, so for some context, I'll be entering in August 2026, taking a part-time finance program, FINMAJ1 code name. Okay, so the purpose of this video is to share with you my thought process, my experiences, and as well as the approach I'm intending to take for semester 1. Now, this video may not be suitable for anybody who is a full-time student, okay, who is a full-time student, or anybody who is not interested in this raw and unedited video itself, because this is nothing glamorous. This is strategic, data-driven approach video. If you want to have an actual day in the life of like eating food, campus, and the stuff like that, this is not the video for you. Okay, this video is for people who are in the part-time program or any part-time program, and then they're trying to navigate the situation of doing this thing and completing it on time. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump right straight into it. Okay, so if you take a look over here, okay, the first thing that you will encounter is this thing called the program structure. Okay, so now at first glance, when you see the thing itself, it is not so straightforward. Okay, this program structure. Why is it not so straightforward? It's because although it clearly states that you need to complete 130 credit units, and then you have listed down the inclusions of all the things inside here, the problem is you gotta take note. Okay, you gotta take note that there are compulsory ones and there are non-compulsory ones. Okay, and on top of that, if you take a look at over here, this part over here, major elective courses comprise of elective and restricted elective courses. So when you go down further, they have the breakdown of the credit units. Okay, so over here, anything that says compulsory or core, you have to complete it. You have to complete it by hook or by crook. You have to complete it. Okay, so this thing over here, you click down over here, it opens like this. Here. Now here comes the problem. All of this thing is compulsory, right? Now, if you go down to the bottom, it starts to become a bit weird. Okay, it becomes 0 to 10, 40 to 50, and then 30 units or 30 units to take a minor. Okay, sounds simple. Wait till I show you the not so simple part of the planning. Okay, so if you take a look at the curriculum plan, if you click on it, it will open this thing. Okay, when you open this thing, it will look something like this. Now, this can be quite overwhelming if you have no idea this is the first time you're doing it. I've also experienced the same thing. Okay, at first glance when you look at it, it's like, oh my god, what is going on? Okay, so in this university itself, okay, or or the program you're intending to take for part-time, you can choose the course. Okay, now there's a pros and cons when doing it. If you choose the course, you have the freedom to choose it, right? Obviously, but the cons is that if you do not plan properly, you can take more time than usual to complete it, right? If you do not plan properly. So the most important thing about planning is to understand the prerequisites, the this thing, the y and ends here, and then this thing called the timetable here. So let me explain the first part over here that's important, which is called the prerequisites. Okay, prerequisites meaning that you have to complete a course before to enter into another course. Okay, for example, if you're intending to choose this one, okay, this is decision making, you have to do ACC 201 or ACC 202, right, to in order to start doing the course itself. Okay, so this part is the most important part. This part over here, this is the outdated one. There will be a future update, I think, at some point, but this is part where y and ends, right? So y means yes, the n is no. So what does that mean? It means that this course is available in this month of the starting. Okay, so this is all based on called a course run. Okay, so if you choose a course like this, ACC 202, you will have two course runs. Okay, CRN01, CRN02, those are called course runs. Okay, now the course runs will differ. Okay, they have a face-to-face format and they have a online format. Online format, right? Okay, so the timetable will be different. Okay, for the specific details, you have to go into the choosing of your course selection. Okay, they will have the website, and then you choose, they will put in the more details, but this is just a summarized version of it. Okay, so there's odds and evens. Okay, just take note of that. Yeah, odds and even. So this is even, right? This is even, and this is odd. Okay, odd, but they didn't include week number one. Okay, so take note. Okay, take note of this. Okay, they will specifically tell you the day and specifically tell you the days, right? The days over here. Okay, so now why is this an issue? The issue with this is that you gotta plan really carefully and really properly. Okay, if not, you'll be in a situation whereby you're gonna graduate, but you can't graduate because you didn't do the compulsory ones in the beginning. Okay, so do the compulsory ones in the beginning. Okay, so that's my first plan already. Do the ones in the beginning. Okay, if you don't do it, okay, you see, if you don't do, let's say you don't do this and then you want to do this, you can't do it, you see, because you have to do this, it takes you more time, and then your brain is not wired properly, you see, right? Because these are a totally different subjects altogether, right? So you want to do it in sync, okay, in line with the next prerequisite, okay? So that's the thing. And then you want to make sure you complete all compulsory ones, okay? If you go back here, you have to do all compulsory ones, okay? I best recommend to do all compulsory one before you go into the others already. If not, you won't be able to finish. Okay. Now I'm gonna be showing you the actual plan that I'm doing. Okay. So over here, let me try to zoom in a bit more. Okay, let me try to zoom in a bit more. Okay. So if you take a look at this, okay, so you have the total course units. Okay. So total course units of this is 130. Okay. For me specifically, I have a waiver of 15 units. Waiver meaning that you're able to not take that amount of credit units. So that means your total graduation requirement reduced. Okay, so for me, in order to graduate, I just need to do 115. Now you'll be wondering, how in the world do you get waivers? Waivers can come into two forms. One is external certificates that is able to somehow waive the thing. Or number two, if your GPA is 3.5 or 3.6 and above, you're able to waive a specific amount of credit units. For me, I'm 3.5 and above GPA for diploma, so I'm able to get 15 units to waive. So total time, right, I have to take is not so much, right, because of 115 units. Okay, and not only it saves time, it actually saves money because each course, okay, will cost a lot of money, and I'll explain that later. Okay, so for me, the plan or how would I go about doing it is that I recommend doing an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, write down every single thing inside the Excel spreadsheet they're gonna create for yourself. Okay, so for the curriculum you set, okay, write the max set here. Okay, so 10 5 5 30 10 50 30 gives you a total of 140, right? This is the maximum amount of courses, okay, maximum amount of units, okay, you can take. Okay, but your requirement is only 130, right, if you have no waivers. Okay, so for me, how I do it is I broke it down into each category: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, A, B, C, D is basically your core compulsory. You highlight it in red. This is the one that you have to complete. Okay, now second column is your set. Your set meaning that is your ideal strategy to complete your net course units. So for me, it's 115, right? So for set, I had to do 10, right? Because I have no choice, 5 no choice, 5 no choice, 30 no choice, right? Now over here, it gets depending on your plan, right? For me, I am not intending to do a minor at all. Why? Because if you take a minor, it will null or void the waiver of this thing called free elective. So something you should take note, okay? If you're able to waive free electives and you choose a minor, the free elective benefit will be null and void, okay? So you're unable to use this credit unit. So by definition, if you choose a minor or you're intending to choose a minor, by definition, okay, by definition, you will have to do 120 net course units. So be very careful about that, okay? Be very careful about that. Okay, so for me, my approach is I do all the electives over here and then just do one free elective, and then that's about it, and I complete my 115 units. Okay, so That's the ideal strategy. Okay, so moving down over here, okay, write down exactly what you're intending to take during your first semester, calculate which category is it inside, the number of units inside, and then what is your clearance. Okay, so clearance meaning that what category have you already cleared. So for me, because I'm waived off this part over here, I waive A, B, and C. Now you may be wondering how in the world did I waive number C? If you go back to this, okay, if you click down here, okay, I have waived this thing called NCO205, okay, user-centered design or something, okay. Now, if you have a waiver and the waiver specifically states the course, okay, like for example, I waived this course, okay, please do not choose any subject in this because you have already completed the thing, okay. I say it again, okay, if you have waived this course, okay, do not choose any course here inside this category because you've already fulfilled the requirement of the category, okay. The requirement of the category, okay, is 5 units, right? If you've already completed it, this course through the waiver, don't select this during the course selection. Don't. You've already completed it, okay. There will be an option for you to choose and pick any of these things, okay. Please don't choose it, okay. If you've done the math, if you have done the math and the planning properly, you don't need to even look at this thing anymore. You're done already, okay. The only thing you need to look at is this and this and this, right? So for example, the course that I have waived is NCO20 NCO201A, okay. So it's this one, right? I need to take this thing called this one, right? So all I need to do is just choose this, okay. Choose this, don't choose the other one, okay. Just choose this one, okay. Because in the system they will allow you to pick and choose, okay, whatever it is you want to pick and choose, okay. So be very very careful, don't pick the wrong one, okay. Don't pick the wrong one, okay. Don't pick the wrong one and you pay for the wrong one, okay. Then you're gonna be screwed, you see. You're wasting your time and money, okay. So going down here, okay, so what you want to do is you want to write clearance, right? Clearance over here. I've already cleared A, B, and C, okay. So if I already clear A, B, and C in this portion over here, okay, right? So you're still left with what? D, right? Right, this is category D, you see? So I need to do 25 more units here to complete the category D. Okay, so that's how you do it, okay? Now moving on to here, okay? This is the finance part of it, okay? Please, please, okay, do a tuition fee loan, okay? Please. Why is it good to do a tuition fee loan? If you study accounting and finance, you'll realize that it's really really good to do the tuition fee loan because of the interest free during the course of a study, okay. And if you understand the concept of time value of money, your money worth now is more than money worth in the future, okay. So all the more you want to delay paying the full course amount, okay. The original amount that you had to pay for me specifically was this 1.9k, right? About $1,900. Do not pay up just like that $1,900, okay. Please don't. You're gonna make a, it's just not financially, appropriate, right? It's actually better to take a loan. Now, who should not take a loan? If you're not disciplined and if you're not, data driven, if you're not mathematical, you're undisciplined in how you manage your money, do not take a loan. Do not take a loan. Just pay the full amount, okay. If you're really really like scared of unable to pay off your loans, okay, don't take a loan. But if you know what you're doing, if you know the strategy, if you know time value of money, the concept of it, and you know how to optimize it in a way, tuition fee loan is the best way to go about it. Why? Because it the loan is for 90%, right? So your first down payment is 10% of the course loan itself, okay. So for example, if you have this course, right, 616 plus 552 plus 552 plus the miscellaneous fee and the GST, right? So this is the component, right? Less the tuition fee loan of 90%. So it's 1687, right? This part is the loan, okay? Original amount is 1896, right? So the total amount you had to pay is only $209. Now, if you take the loan, what should you do? Okay, you've already paid the $200, okay, for your first semester, okay? Use the remaining money, okay? Use the remaining money, this amount of money, so-called money, invest it into something that gives you more returns, okay? Invest it in the stock market, well, bonds or whatever, dividend paying funds or whatever it is, okay? Invest the remaining money, this money over here, okay, into something that you can get a return on your investment, okay? And then when the time comes after you graduate, which is three years or 4 years or however long it is, okay, 3 or 4 years, okay, then you pay one shot the full thing, right? Because you liquidate the money, right? You liquidate the money, then you pay off the thing, right? So that's the way you want to do it, but it maximizes your investing opportunity. Okay, so because it's opportunity cost, you see. Okay, remember the money you have now is more than the money in the future. Okay, I know it's a bizarre concept, okay, but please, if you are disciplined and you're data driven, you know how to manage your money, you should take the loan, okay? If you're not disciplined, you have no idea what you're doing, just pay the full amount of the loan, okay? Then you will avoid any kind of trouble. Okay, only take the loan if you can pay off the loan as soon as you graduate. I say again, take the loan in condition that you're able to pay off the loan at the point of time when you graduate. Okay, so because you do not want to get the interest to kick in, okay, because the interest that will kick in, it will escalate to a point that it'll be quite a lot of money. Okay, so plan appropriately, okay, and you'll be fine. Okay, so this is all I want to say about the day in the life video. Okay, I hope this is beneficial for you, and I hope you have benefited from it. To summarize this whole video, I basically went through the curriculum, the program structure, how you want to go about it, the things that you should consider, the three considerations, mainly the prerequisites for the courses, okay, and the course uh, availability month, right? Some courses are only available on this month or a specific month, okay? So be very, very careful with that. Lastly, there's different timelines, okay? Even week, odd weeks, online, face to face, okay? You gotta be really, really careful with that. So that's my approach to how I think about it and how I want to go about doing this, okay? And it's to avoid any kind of trouble, because the goal of this is to make sure that we want to clear as fast as we can and as effectively and efficient as we can, okay, saving money at the same time, okay. If you're able to waive the units, waive it, okay. Don't waste your time, okay. Don't waste your time unless you're specifically looking for a minor, okay, then by all means go ahead. But if you're not intending to take any minors, you just want to get it done and over with, clear as fast as you can, okay, do it. Why? Because at any point in time, okay, you're in a predicament whereby you're taking too long, okay, you're changing your mind somewhere midway, you change your mind, okay. Remember this, there is consequences in part-time programs than the full-time program. Is more harsher than a full-time program, okay. I will not explain too much, but all I can say is that it's related to taxpayers dollars, okay. You are given, okay, so-called the benefit, right? So uh nothing is free. Okay, nothing is free. Be very, very careful of how you plan it, because the consequences for this can be quite detrimental, especially working, family life, whatever it is, okay. Mid-career switches, students who have just came out and they want to do part-time instead of full-time, okay. um Time is of the essence, okay. Time, don't waste your time, try to complete it as fast as you can, save your money, okay, and then maximize the loan, okay. You want to maximize the loan, right? The time horizon, or you're trying to maximize the time horizon, right? Invest the remaining portion of the money into a dividend fund, growth fund, whatever fund, it's up to you. Okay, plan it accordingly in such a way that you can liquidate it, use the amount of money to offset the remaining loan, right? Your 90% loan for the total cost of your 3 to 4 years. Okay, so that is it for a day in the life. I know this is sounds really really boring. Uh, there's nothing interesting about this video in terms of the glamorous side of things, but this is really really important for part-time students because nobody talks about this and it should be talked about because the last thing you want is that you want to be in a position whereby you are wasting your time. You do not want to be in that position, right? You want to be in a position whereby we have the time back again, then we can move up to whatever career you want to pursue in your future, right? So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be posting another day in the life video as soon as I get into August. Okay, and yeah, hope it finds beneficial. If you have any tips for other people as well, leave it down in the comments. Subscribe to this channel. My name is Julian. I'm taking a finance major and currently working as a consultant at an insurance company. Okay, all right, take care and hope it helps you and have a great day ahead. Okay, take care.